Hey friends, happy Tuesday. I hope everybody is having the most amazing Tuesday. It is a little after 6:30 my time, and I've been busy all day, so I thought I'd get on and talk about the archangels. So grab a snack and come on back. Friends, today I want to talk about the archangels, and I'm reading the New York Times best-selling author Sonia Choquette's book, Ask Your Guides. I love this book so much. This is another one that I love. And if you haven't noticed, a pattern, like I love self-help books that are teaching me things. That's what I love. That's the educator in me. I'm always wanting to learn something new. And this book, she covers several different chapters, and you can make notes in the book and do different things in this book. And it's all about recognizing your spirit, welcoming the world of spirit in this book. And the purpose of this book is to introduce you to your spiritual support system, the many loving celestial helpers available to help you succeed in all ways on your soul's journey through life. And I love it. And I was on chapter 5, and I said this would be a good chapter to do a video on the archangels. I read a little bit of it in my live yesterday and Monday and Done Nothing to Nobody. And I figured I want to make a full video on this. And I was like basically today's year old when I learned about like Metatron and that. I didn't really know much about him until this year. And there are so many archangels that I didn't know about. There are 7, and then there are 2 additional. So there are 7 archangels, and there are 2 more mighty archangels to call upon for extra protection and connection to the guided world. So let's get into it. Let's talk about this. So the first angel, and let me just read a little bit of the chapter before I get into the archangels. She says, in addition to working with your personal guardian angel, you can also receive tremendous energetic support from the archangels, who are considered God's most important messengers and motivators in the celestial hierarchy. You can invoke them for added help at any time, and because these angelic forces are so powerful, calling on them is the equivalent of asking the best quarterbacks in the universe to step in and help you win in the game of life. And I just love that. I love it. And she says early in her Catholic upbringing, she was introduced to the 7 archangels: Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Raquel, Samuel, and Remiel. And then eventually she discovered the king of all the archangels, Metatron. And and then there's also another archangel that is Sandalphon. And Sandalphon oversees the inner earth, and she's the gatekeeper of the realm, and she's the only female angel, even though we have Raquel. Raquel is not a female. So I wanted to get into this, and I learned about Raquel yesterday because I didn't know that she was one of the archangels, and I just love it. I love this. My saying, I love it so much, and I do. So each archangel oversees a particular domain, so you can invoke specific archangels to help you with specific needs. Allow me to briefly introduce each archangel to you. The first one is Michael, Archangel of the South, standing behind you and vibrating to the color of electric blue, is the Archangel of Fire. And I'm a Leo, and my sign is a fire sign, so Michael would probably be one of my archangels for sure. Call on him to protect you, watch your back, and move you to take action when your life lacks vitality, excitement, and passion. When you are ready to face your fears and try something new, maybe even intimidating, such as switching your career or traveling somewhere alone for the first time, call on Michael to guide and watch over you as you venture forward. I think that's amazing. And I know so many people here, especially, who love Michael, The next archangel is Gabriel, Archangel of the West. He walks on your left side, vibrating to the color diamond white, like early morning sun rays glistening on a lake. Considered the second archangel in command, he is the archangel of water. He oversees and cleanses your emotions. He calms your doubts, boosts your confidence, and washes away anger and resentment. He is especially helpful to those who are wrestling with anxiety, stuck in disappointments of the past, and failing to move on. I love that. Raphael, Archangel of the East, standing to your right, vibrating to the color neon green, is the Archangel of Air. So you air signs out there, not only does he clear and refresh your thoughts and beliefs, he's also the perfect archangel to summon for boosting your creativity. In charge of healing, Raphael clears your body, mind, and spirit of limitations brought about by limited thinking. Invoke Raphael before any creative project to bring in fresh perspective and focus, and to help create work that's inspired and meaningful. Love that. The next one is Uriel, Archangel of the North, walking in front of you, vibrating to the color ruby red, oversees your security on the earth plane and clears the path of abundance. He watches over all your material concerns, from your physical home to your personal possessions, such as your car, computer, bank account, purse, or backpack. Uriel is a multitasker. He grounds your journey through life, so feel secure and anchored. He sends warnings when necessary to direct you away from harm and oversees your material security. Love that. The next one is Raquel, Archangel above, vibrating to the color turquoise, is the archangel standing above you. He brings harmony, order, and justice. He calms others so they behave and keep the peace. When my children were young, she says, and we had to travel long distances on airplanes, I invoked Raquel to help ensure that my little angels behaved. It must have worked because we took many cross-country and European flights, and my daughters somehow intuitively knew, without threats from me, that they had to behave, or else. In fact, we were often complimented on their exemplary behavior, which the girls loved to hear. I love that. The next one is Shamuel, Archangel below, underneath your feet, and vibrating to the color light pink, which is my favorite color, is the Archangel of love and healer of relationships. Call on him to keep your heart open and loving, kind and non-competitive, forgiving and generous. Shamuel sweetens your soul, increases compassion, aids in forgiveness, and lightens your heart. I love that. I love that. Finally, Remiel, Archangel escort to heaven, vibrating to the color light green, is the Archangel of hope. He's a powerful entity whom I've invoked quite a bit as an intuitive guide when working with hospice patients. Since his assignment, is to greet us at death's door and escort us to heaven, there have been many times when I've held the hands of the dying until I could feel Remiel's presence. When he shows up, the vibrations of fear, stress, and drama that come with our transition from the earth to heaven give way to absolute peace and calm. This is the moment when our guardian angel guides us into Remiel's loving embrace. And in that instant, everyone present knows and feels that the soul is safe again. I just love all the different jobs and purposes for each archangel. I love it. So like I said, in addition to these 7 archangels, there are 2 more mighty archangels to call upon for extra protection and connection to the guided world. The first is Metatron, vibrating to the color gold like the sun. He is the king of the archangels and master of the divine masculine forces of the universe. He serves as the gatekeeper to the higher planes. He vibrates to the frequency of unconditional love, and it is his job to oversee the spirit realm, including all angels and spirit guides and light beings in the universe. Metatron is archangel to the higher planes and therefore stands above you, along with Raquel. The second is Sandalphon, archangel of the divine feminine inner world, vibrating to the colors violet and silver. This archangel acts as the gatekeeper to the inner world of the earth and of our soul. She keeps us aware of our soul's path and purpose. She also connects us with nature, including spirit animals and the fairies. I know a few of my sisters here have fairy gardens, Selena and Nancy. Sandalphon is the guardian of the inner planes and therefore stands below you along with Shamiel. I love it! Archangels, like your personal guardian angel, support the fulfillment of your soul purpose. They move you to take risk and to explore and share your gifts, whether they be painting, dancing, cooking, gardening, writing, healing, teaching, or leading others. Archangels oversee your creative purpose and expression because your creativity is the expression of your soul's purpose. Without having a creative outlet, your soul's expression and purpose can get cut off. Thankfully, the archangels are here to help, to restore your connection with your creativity if that happens. For example, she says when she was 8 years old, her 3rd grade music teacher made her sit out during the Christmas choir presentation, claiming loudly in front of the entire class that she didn't have a musical note in her body. I outwardly laughed the incident off, but inside I was wounded and humiliated. Who does that to a child anyway? It's ridiculous. She was wounded and humiliated beyond belief. After that horrible experience, no one could ever again pry another note out of me because I loved music passionately. I felt as though I'd undergone a severe psychic amputation. I mean, to take her joy of singing. So what if she doesn't have no? I sing on her all the time. I can't carry a tune, but I love to do it, so I do it. One day, she says about 20 years ago, she was given a holy card with Uriel's picture on it, citing him as the archangel of music, knowing that recovering her singing spirit would require some significant healing mojo. She asked Uriel to help free her voice, and after that, ever so cautiously, she took a chance and alone, of course, began to hum. I just love that. I love that. When you invoke the archangels, you get results. So I wasn't surprised, she says, that shortly after calling on Uriel, I serendipitously met a musician named Mark Welch, who offered to travel and work with me. I knew Uriel sent Mark because he was so encouraging and grounded that I felt life singing with him. She felt safe singing with him, Before she knew it, she was singing at every workshop, presentation, and book signing in which we appeared, she says, all around the world. Was she on key? Well, no, not in the beginning, but eventually with Uriel's and Mark's help, my singing improved. It didn't matter, though. I wasn't performing. I was singing to express my own soul's joy, yes. And through this, I got better, and that's all that mattered. Ah, That's just amazing. That's just amazing. And another thing she says here, did you know that archangels are God's important messengers? That they are the power booster packs of your spiritual support team? They oversee the awakening and expression of your artistic talents. They are powerful, friendly, and loving, and don't have egos like human beings. They love to be called upon because to serve you is to serve God. They can be invoked through chanting their names slowly like a song. Yes, yes, yes. You know, it's wonderful that we can invoke our archangels, you know, by breathing and saying their names slowly and just breathing in rest and just saying whoever your archangel is. You know, Michael. Michael. You know, you just chant their name and you just speak to them. You know, you speak to them. They are the power booster battery pack of your spiritual support team. They alone can catapult you forward, but only when you're ready to do so. I just love it. I thought that, you know, I would share that. I had to share this. I had to share. And she goes on with some other things in the book about the different angels and how to chant and to call in your angels and that. And maybe we'll talk about that at another time. But I just wanted to introduce the 7 archangels and the 2 powerhouse archangels, Metatron and Sandalphon. You know, it just is amazing to me. It's amazing. And today also in the mail, I got in this beautiful pouch, this little pouch, I got my first ever preonite, raw preonite stone. I love it so much. I was told by my dear Nancy that preonite is what helps you to, you know, invoke your intuition. It really helps you, and especially with a piece of clear quartz. And I have to find my quartz, my clear quartz. I do have a rose quartz right here though, but from my beautiful Selena, my beautiful sister Selena. But this I purchased off of Amazon myself, and I just love it. You know, I love it. It's a raw piece. It's so beautiful. Very raw piece. And I love it so much. I love it. So I wanted to share that with you. But I'm glad, you know, you were here today. I hope that something resonated with you. One of the archangels is one that you want to, you know, speak about. You know, one that you want to learn about. I hope so. So I hope that I can maybe put some pictures up of the archangels. That would be nice. In here when I go back and edit. But I just love this book so much. Sonia Choquette, Ask Your Guides. And this is the revised edition, calling in your divine support system for help with everything in life. It's a good book. It's a very good book. It's another Bible book. It's another Bible book. And when I say that, I mean that this book has so much in it to really help you. You know, it talks about your healer guides and the helper guides. It talks about spirit guides. It's just amazing. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing book. You know, frequently asked questions about your guides. And I just love it. Let's see what some of the questions are. The first question is, what's the difference between angels and spirit guides? What's the difference? And she says, there are several essential differences between angels and spirit guides that include everything from their experience or lack thereof in human form to their purpose, the level of involvement they can have in our lives, and the way that they communicate with us. She says, for example, while angels have never had an earthbound experience, most spirit guides have had at least one, so they understand firsthand the particular trials and challenges that we face as humans. So yes, and then she goes on to say, you know, who are your spirit guides? Where do spirit guides come from? How many spirit guides do we have? So many. Oh, And she says, did you know that guides can be helpers, healers, teachers, runners, past life connections, family members, extraterrestrial beings from other galaxies, and even animals? I love it. Yes. You have the right to ask only for the highest guides, and when you do, you're under no obligation to listen to any guidance that doesn't feel right or good to you and that doesn't resonate with you, of course. The more open you are to your guides and their help, the better your life will be. The only function of guides is to offer their support to you. When connecting with your guides, be clear about your intentions and remember that your life is your responsibility, not to be turned over to any guide to run for you. So, love it, love it. So I'm glad I can share. I'm sure I'll do more from this book later on. And if you're new here, I never introduced myself in this whole video. If you stayed this long, 20 minutes in, my name is Alexis. This is my beautiful cohort here, the incomparable Yappy, my Chihuahua, my support Chihuahua here on YouTube. And I hope you liked it. I hope you're having an amazing day, whatever day you're watching this. It's Tuesday in my world, May 6, 2025. And I just want to send you all the love. And I hope that you can get this book. It's really, really a good book. And also today, I got these new cards, Patron Saints, Heroes of Faith. And my beautiful Bronx bombshell, Miss Tarot D, had them on her channel the other day, on her live. And I pulled a card. There was a situation today where I got a phone call from a former family member. She's still family to me. She's my daughter's aunt. And I had pulled this card. And I didn't even tell her about it really, but I don't remember if I pulled it during or after our call. And I had asked, Divine Spirit, how can I help? Or what is this about? What can I do? And the card came with Saint Jude the Apostle. And Saint Jude, the feast day for Saint Jude is October 28th. And Saint Jude is a patron of desperate cases. And it was a desperate case, because she's lost her brother, her loved one, my daughter's father. And I just was like, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. And the card says, Jude was a cousin of Jesus. As a young man, he left everything to follow Jesus. The Lord called Jude to be one of his apostles. At Pentecost, Jude, along with the other disciples, was filled with the Holy Spirit. St. Jude wrote a New Testament letter or epistle. He encourages us to keep strong in our faith. The apostles Simon and Jude labored as missionaries in the country of Armenia, where they suffered martyrdom. So this is the card I pulled. St. Jude of the Apostles. Yes. So I thought that was interesting. But anyway, I thank you for being here with me again today on this beautiful Tuesday. And I just want you to know that I love you, I see you, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so very proud of you. So I hope you like this video. I hope that one of these archangels aligns with you. And if they do, and you pray to one regularly, or one has come through for you in some way, link it down in the comments so we could talk about it. So I gotta go now, but I just wanted to come on and give you the good news of the archangels. And just remember, I love you plenty.